All right, welcome to the lesson number 2, where we'll learn some stuff. We'll see what we're gonna learn, because I'm not sure. Just kidding. Kinda. So, um, uh, so last time we were doing this, right? We came basically from scratch to this. And honestly, we haven't done, like, we only did some basic stuff here. I mean, there's so much stuff really that we still have to talk about. Like, there's inputs, there's like how to structure your code, and there's GitHub, and there's even basic stuff like, well, basically types of variables. I mean, we already talked about like types, meaning string, bool, integer, right? Give me a 1 if you remember all this. Okay, let's get some interaction here going. Yeah. Oh, anomaly. Hi man. Oh, he left. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so what I was thinking is that I would show you guys Git, and then we can like basically build upon this well, indicator, right? So who knows what is Git? Give me a 1. If you don't know, give me a 2. You know, Aditya, okay. Samet knows, okay. Casper doesn't know, okay. Okay, so you guys know. Okay, so how would you guys explain it? So maybe this is why. Can someone like come on the stage and explain to me what is Git? Maybe it would be like easier to explain it if I could actually talk with someone. If someone is brave enough to come, like in your own words. Who's brave? Who's the brave one? Because Casper doesn't know. So, I mean, there's no shame in this. Like, yeah, but okay, it's a version control. That's correct. Like, so can you guys tell me what a branch is? If you know what is this? Like, do you know like conceptually, or you actually use this? Yeah, but Aditya, okay. Okay, let me give you like the first explanation, because Casper doesn't know. No, it's not the working section of the main code. Okay, you guys, okay, I think that okay, it will be a benefit to everyone if I just showed you, like, because maybe you, like, if you didn't use it, for me, at least at first, was kind of hard to grasp, but like Git is really essential in my opinion for coding, because yeah. Okay, so what Git is? Okay, so let's do it all together. You guys have your VS Code with this little indicator of ours, right? Okay, let me just put it into here, and I'm gonna, okay, I think it's better. Okie dokie. So you guys have this, right? Give me a 1 if you are here. Like Casper, I will explain to you Git this way. Okay, I think it's the best way. Just to show it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, like knowing definitions is all good, but like if you, like I said, if you haven't actually used this, like this is what we are here for, right? I want to show you. Okay, so you are here, right? Now click here and you should have this in here. Do you guys have this? Give me a 1 if you see this, like initialize repository. Casper, Suraj, Summit, Goya, NASCAR. Come on, guys, give me a 1. Okay, Suraj, yeah, I think you were there. Okay, cool. NASCAR, TTS, there's Summit. Download Git for macOS. Okay, bro. I like honestly, I don't have a Mac, so you might need to like install something. You might need to do this. So download and install this. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm a PC guy. Okay. Okay, so you, Suresh, install it first and then try to follow. And if you'll be lost at some point, just we can work it out. Okay, you can DM me later. Awesome. All right, so we click here, initialize repository. Okay. Now, what it does is it actually creates a Git repository. Now, what is a Git repository? Okay. So basically what Git does is it tracks all the changes in your code and lets you kind of put checkpoints between those changes. Now, okay, so at first, like the way I use it, for example, in my work is I have Mujahid. Hi, man. I don't know if you want to participate. If you want to participate, you need to have a VS Code here. Yeah, I think I shared the link somewhere above. There's some problem with sharing links, but let me. Hi, are you there, Mujahid? Or not really? Okay, I know if this guy's here. Anyway, so like I said, what it does is it's tracking all the changes. Now, how can it be useful? Well, let's see. Okay, so let's first, like, this is how we created the repository. So the repository is just a kind of a directory or a folder which contains our code and in which all the changes will be tracked. And in a repository, we obviously have files, right? Now our only file is main.py. Okay, so let's add this. So I will explain it later better, but for now you just need to follow what I'm doing. So just click a plus here, and here in this little box, right? First commit. Okay. This is a commit message. So once we are saying, okay, this is a checkpoint that I want to go back to later, okay, we are kind of tagging it with a message, which is called a commit message. Okay, so now important thing is that this repository is local to your computer. It's not anywhere on the cloud. It's not GitHub. For now, we're just using Git. So this is stored locally, okay, for now. Do you guys follow so far? Give me a 1 if you follow. Give me a 2 if you want something else to be explained. I mean, if you want, like, if you need some more explanation. Like, Casper, do you grasp this so far? Kinda. Summit. Goya. You guys are very clever. Casper, you there, bro? You having connection issues? What do you mean by connection issues? Oh, he dropped. Yeah, I guess this is what he means by connection issues. Okay, in meantime, let's click here, comment, okay? Okay. Oh, you're installing, so you have a Mac OS as well? Okay, and the Suraj, did you manage to install it? Suraj? RBK? Okay, you're getting, sorry guys, but it's hard for me to help you with Mac because I don't have it and I don't have much experience, honestly. I know there are some compatibility issues. Anyway, yeah, we can continue. Okay, so now here, yeah, okay. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think you can guys follow some like tutorials, try something fast. I mean, it shouldn't be that complicated, right? Anyway, so we have our first commit. Okay, now what does it mean? Doesn't mean much. It just shows here, but what it is actually it's a checkpoint, like I said. So, and each checkpoint has its own unique alphanumeric code. Okay, and this code is very long, but what we can use is just first 8 it's 7, okay, but normally it's like, so that's odd. Anyway, those are like 7 in this case it's 7 alphanumeric signs of this code, and I will show you later how it can be helpful. Anyway, so now it didn't really change much, okay, but let's see what happens if we add anything here, right? Okay, let's, for example, just as a reminder, the code that we created the last time, what does it do? Well, it just shows us the divider at 6 p.m. EST. So that's like a new day UTC, right? Now we would like to I think that it was working only on it. Sorry, working day. No, it was okay. I can see. Yeah. I'm just wondering why I don't see any labels. Color server. Okay, it doesn't matter as of now. Okay, so let's first try to add some inputs. Okay, so let's add an input variable. It should be like input. It's to like mark the variables that are actually inputs. What I do is I just type input in the beginning, and with camel case I put the rest of the name, which is like, you will see later that names are very important, like how you name variables. Okay, so let's name it input the color divider. And I will get to why I use bar in a moment. And the way to create an input for the user is to use input dot, and then you basically define what kind of input you want, right? So in this case, it would be a color. So then if we hover on our color here we can see that the first, oh yeah, I can zoom, of course. Here, now it's better. It's cool. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, so first what we have here, we can even, I think, okay, so we can just look at this as for now. We can the first thing is the default value. So let's say that we, as a default color, we want to use black. So color.black. Okay, next title. Next is title, which is what will be displayed next to our input. So we can type in, let's say, divider color. Okay. Then you don't have to, and also that's important, but you don't have to input everything. I think that like the only things that you need to input are these two, so it should work right away. Now, what happened here? Okay, okay, let's first see if it works, okay? I think this one was, oh, I see where it doesn't work. I think it's a leftover from the last lesson. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, okay, so if we go to settings here, whoa, now all of a sudden we have this divider color. So if we change it to red, nothing happens, right? Because we didn't attach this variable to anything. So let's attach it somewhere. We want to change the color of the divider. So we want to look for a color attribute of our line, right? So we will be using this variable. Okay. So now the line changed its color to red, just as we wanted, right? Give me a 1 if you guys follow. Should be pretty straightforward. Great. Naskar, Aditya, RBK. Okay, so Casper, did you overcome this problem? Do you have Git installed? Okay. All right. So okay, we made some changes to our code, and okay, now let's look at these changes, right? So VS Code is marking lines in a certain way. So if we added the new lines, then what's this? Two or more extent parameter. You can pass only one argument. I think that you can try to, like, is it in trading view or is it in in VS Code? In trading view. Okay, Casper. two or more arguments are passed. I would say it's an odd error. Can you paste like your? I mean, can you just paste in the chat like your whole file? That would be helpful. No, like the whole file, like main.pine, the way I have it here. Okay, so guys, no, not like straight code, just the file. Okay. So like I said, if it's green here, then it means that the lines were added. But if it's like this, then it means that that the lines were changed. So if you click on this, you can actually see if it's green, then it's going to show you highlighted the new lines that you added, and if it's changed, then it will show you old lines in red and new lines in kind of as yeah, it's hard to. I mean, I don't know what Elijah did, but we can't paste any links here, which yeah, I need to talk with him. But you can try like to paste the file, just file. Okay. Anyway, so those are the old lines. I changed this from or to and. And a new line, and also I changed this line. I changed from this hard-coded color, which was like, I think it was black or something like this, to this variable that we are that the user inputs here. Okay, so now we actually have done something with our code. Okay, let's look at this. Fuck. You can use the extension as well because it will be easier for. I mean, it's not necessary, but yeah, I'm gonna look at this in a moment. Okay, sort of this. Okay, so do you guys follow so far about the changes that we made to the previous commit? Do you guys understand how it works now? There are some changes compared to what we have here, and those changes are being highlighted here. You can also view them here. So if we click on this, we can look at all the changes that were done in all the files in a repository. Right? Now look at this. Okay, so do you guys follow so far? Give me a 1 if you follow, give me a 2 if you don't follow, want to go over something again. I will see how this Raj's code. What's wrong here? Yeah, man. Oh, I see why it's okay. I can see why it's okay. Yeah. Okay, if you got this working, then it's cool. Yeah, man. Like GitHub is just yeah. When I saw that you actually can code in VS Code like in PineScript, it changed my life really. Because like you doing this in TradingView is just a fucking nightmare. Okay, anyway. So we got these changes, right? Okay, now this is very important, what I will explain to you right now. So you guys focus, okay? Please focus. Oh, hi, G-Trades. I mean, you can try to follow with us, G-Trades, but we can just DM later. I can show you this stuff. Yo, man, what's up? So listen, guys, this is very important. Yeah. Okay, so you guys need to really focus, okay? Now we now I think I need I think I need paint for this. Or we can use some more sophisticated software which is called Miro. But for this I will need this. Okay. Okay. All right. So, guys, you have in a GitHub repository, right? You have three sort of states that kind of three states that the code can be in. The first one is changes. Changed rather. So the name suggests, that means that the code is changed. Then you have staged code, and then you have committed. Okay. I mean, probably it's not very precise, but it's just the way I understand this. And it flows like this. So, I mean, actually, I think it can be like two-way. I'm not sure how to do this, but basically it can be two-way, okay? Just believe me. Okay, guys, so at the moment, the things that we added here, right, the changes that we did are, those are the changes in repository, okay? If we click plus here, that means that the changes are staged. That means that before we commit them and actually create a commit, so this checkpoint of sorts, there will be like those are the changes that are like candidate for this commit, okay? And for now, it doesn't make much sense because we have only one file, but if you've got multiple files, that makes more sense. But even if we, for example, input here some comment, you will see that they so that's kind of a tricky part, right? This comment is not staged. This the changes that you can always view the changes here with this plus minus icon. Okay, so we can look at the stage changes that we have staged before here, and we can look at the changes that we did after we staged here. So even though it's a single file, right? Now that's a question for you. Okay. Now let's create a commit message. I will ask you a question in a moment. Okay, so let's create a commit message that would be added input color for divider line. Now commit messages should be clear at what was added, but it's so you will just learn along. Okay, now when I click commit, guys, tell me if this line is going to be in the commit or not. Is it going to be in this checkpoint or not? Naskor, what do you think? Oh, DTS typing something. Let's see. Can you repeat the questions? Yes. Okay. You guys. Okay. So now give me a 1 if you understand what staging is. It's not. It's if you don't understand. Okay. So you understand what staging is, right? Suresh, Goya, Kasper, Naskor, Gtrace. I like. I suspect that did you you might be a bit confused here. Like you guys are really lucky in my opinion, because like I'm pretty much mentoring you here for free. So take this as an opportunity to learn a lot of stuff. I asked the question again, if you guys understand what staging is in Git. Like, so basically, what is this, let's say, let's add let's make it blue, this one, let's make fucking this, and this we're gonna make green, okay? Could you repeat the explanation? Yes, okay, of course I can repeat. It's always good to ask questions. I mean, yeah, just ask stuff, okay? So again, let's delete this, unstage it, and again. Now, what do you guys see which lines were added or changed in this? Okay, or maybe we can take a step forward. Okay, so guys, don't. I will do something that you guys might not understand, but basically, from this point on, after we have this this first comment that we had, right? All the changes will be marked, right? Every change that we make to the code, even if we add a space here, it will show us, right? So what it means is that we can always we can go back to the code that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this whole code, and I'm going to click this little icon. Don't do this on your side, okay? But I will do this and I will show you what happens. Now, if I discard the changes, can you guys maybe guess what's gonna happen? Like what code will be present here? Are we going to have this input here? Are we going to have this attribute changed like we did? Or not? What do you think? Like, are we the line number 4 is after I discard changes that were done to this file. Everything that has not been changed. Okay, my question is very clear. Is the line 4 in the way that we see it, is it going to be here or not? Var color, input color divider, and so on. Is it going to be present? Because like if I, no, okay. So because if I like revert all the changes that were done, we will go back to this, to the state of that we committed the code in the first commit, right? Okay, so let's click it, discard the file, and let's see what happens. Okay, now it's not how I want it because it's okay. I'm not sure why it's not like this. Okay, don't save. Let's see what's inside. Okay. Yes, indeed. Like the changes that we made, so var input, color, and so on. The line number 4 is vanished. Do you guys understand why? Give me a 1 if you understand. Give me a 2 if you don't understand. You don't understand. Okay. Okay, because yeah, okay, but gtrace you kind of joined in like after, so I will not go through all the comments and everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's terrible. But basically, the comment is a checkpoint, right? I told you this, guys. Okay. For example, Aditya, do you understand what happened? Like, again, I copied the previous code and I should have it under Control V, right? Okay, so basically I I just pasted the code that I had, like the file that I had before. Okay, this is very important that you guys understand this. And now the changes are here again because I pasted the code. Okay, because I had it in a clipboard. So the changes are here again. So let's do it again. Okay, I copied the whole code. Okay, and now I will click the discard changes. So it's gonna take me to this first state from the first commit. Okay, maybe if we do the second commit, things are gonna be a bit more clear. Okay, so let's stage the changes again. And now we have this commit message, like I said before. And now let's commit this, okay? So we have the second commit here. Now look, guys. Okay, I know it's a bit of a mind-blowing thing. It could be hard to grasp, but what this basically means is we've now at this moment after the second commit, we've got two versions of the code. The one, we're always on the newest version of the code unless we want to move to a different version, right? To a different commit. So we can do this by clicking right. Like, okay, so this is the newest version, right? This is the version with this divider, right? If we paste it, we will have this input color basically for the divider. But if we want to, if for some reason we wanted to move to this first version, no, it's not stage to main. No publish. Do not publish. It's you guys need to just listen to what I say. There's nothing, no GitHub, no publishing, no. Okay. Now we're only in our local repository, and this is basic stuff that you guys need to understand in order to move forward with branches and stuff. Okay. Yeah, commit is like a safe version, exactly, but exactly, man. So it's like a version, exactly. Like a commit is basically a version of the code. So now in this commit, it's not logs. No, it's not logs. It's not only logs. Look, guys, look at this, okay? Let's say that I fucked up something here in this new version, right? Okay, let's say that I, for example, I added something that makes the code not compile in TradingView, and I did not see it, right? And so I will create a commit that's called code with errors. Okay, I will commit this. Now when I try to launch it in TradingView, I will have this error, right? It's like very obvious, but normally it's not obvious. Okay, so now let's say that I don't want this error. Like obviously, like I don't want this error to be here. I would like to, for example, let's say that I want to give the previous version of the code very quickly to someone. So what do? Okay, so I click right on the comment that I know that is good, which was the previous one, and I click checkout detached. Okay. And now what I have here is the previous working version. Look at this, guys. It's without this whatever was here, and now it's working. Do you guys kind of understand what's going on or not really? No, that's not what I mean, man. Well, it was just an example. What is basically boils down to is that you. Okay, let's. I will just do last comment. Okay. Now I will just scrap it. Okay. So at this point, I'm back to the version that that is working, and we added this single input for the user, right? Now we can build upon this code, okay, and we don't have to worry. Like, we can add whatever feature we want. We can experiment with that, with stuff, whatever, and we know that we can always go back, okay, to the version that we know that is working. Okay, this is very important, because like I said, with this code, it's not very big, but if you've got a lot of code, then basically you want to have a version that you can always go back to. And if you don't have version control, right, if you can't have all these comments and stuff, you basically, like, how do you go back? If you remember what lines you changed and where did you make changes, then it's okay. But what if you changed like 200 lines of code? How are you going to revert this? It's gonna fucking take you a few hours. Or you can keep, like, you can copy, like, files and basically keep them somewhere, and just have it this way, which is basically what Git does. But Git has many more features which are really great, because this is very basic what I'm showing you guys, right? Okay, so anyway, do you guys have your two commits in the repository like this, in the same way that we have at the moment? Give me a 1 if you're on the same page as I am. Okay, NASCAR. Casper, did you manage to install the Git on Mac OS over Coolest? Yeah, it's not hard at all. You need to have VS Code, gtrace. If you have VS Code. Oh, it's installing. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't use Mac. Cool. Who's else? NASCAR, Casper, gtrace. Suraj, Aditya, are you on the same page as me? Okay, that's cool. Then we can move forward. Okay, so we can change also the indicator name to lesson 2. Let's stage this changed and change the name to lesson 2. Okay, that's another commit. Okay, and like in time, it's gonna be very natural to you guys, like you will just understand it to your core, so to say. Okay, so let's then create a color for text. So input color, for example, label text. And the way I also align, okay, here I usually don't use the spaces for tabs. I use tabs for tabs. So I basically indent using tabs, not spaces. So the way to change this is to click here, indent using tabs, and just use this. It's just better for me. Okay, and now input color label text. Let's say that we want this black by default, but now we want to have label color as a title, right? And also let's change the background as well. Okay, and for background, let's say that by default it's color.silver. And now I can introduce you to how you can group nicely the maybe. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Okay, so another thing that another way that I basically structure my code in VS Code is through using something called region. So the way you do this is you do double slash means comment, means there's a piece of code that will not be compiled, and it's usually for like describing your code. So for example, you can say above this a function that this gets outputs weekday string. Okay. And here, in order to do regions, I can show you this in a bigger file. How it looks like. You can see it, that, for example, here I have inputs, and all of this is just inputs. Really, I mean, this is inputs per se, but those are just some strings that I need to declare and stuff. And you can see on the top that I have this like yeah, that I have this like label, and if I click on this, basically I just divide my code into parts, right? So we can do this the same thing here. So the way to do this is we use double slash region and name of the region. I use inputs for inputs, and the way we end it is with end region. Okay. So now if we scroll, I mean, it's too small to see, but if it was bigger like this, then you would see inputs on the top. And if you have like 60 inputs or something like this, then it's much easier to navigate in like your code. And let's align this as well. Okay. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, so now inputs, right? So the way I also you do the like the header of the document of the code is through creating groups. So let's create another region that's called group. Now, just to be clear, this is just for ease of use and your navigation. It's not like last time we were learning some I was teaching you guys some stuff that is like very functional, but now it's not as much, although I would say it's even more important, because I'm just teaching you how to think in the way that is actually scalable, so that you don't end up with fucking spaghetti code. So okay, var const string, let's say, how do I name this? Yeah, okay, string section 0, and let's name it inputs. Okay, and now we can group the inputs that we have in settings into groups. And the way we each group has need to have its own distinct name. And you don't need to use a variable here. You could use like group one, like whatever. But later on, you will see that having a very easy way of accessing your things that will change the, for example, the layout or some key parts of your code at the top of the at the top of the document. It's not a document. At the top of the code, basically an indicator. It's gonna make your life much easier, like much easier. At least in my experience, right? Okay, or rather section. Okay, so let's see how it's gonna look like. Okay, so first we can see that the name was changed, right? And now we have this actually, group one. Okay. And but we want this to have the name of this variable, because I can show you this. Okay. Inputs. Now it's inputs, not group one. But now, in order to change the title of this section and not change anything else, we just need to change this single variable. And like if we had it like this, and we wanted, for example, to change it to group one modified, we would need to actually, like, in each line we would need to do this, right? But if we have this for a variable, then we just need to change it in a single place. Do you guys follow so far? Give me a 1 if you follow. Give me a 2 if you need more explanation. Okay, Aditya. Jasper, great. What is the difference between group and a section? There's no. You mean this here, or you mean what? What do you mean? Like this? Do you mean, Suraj? Do you mean this attribute here? There is no attribute called section. If you copy this, you can see all the attributes that are there. There's tooltip, inline, group, and so on, but there's none called section. What I do this here, why I name it section, because it's just more clear for me. You can name it however you want. This is okay. Just to be clear, like what I put in the brackets here, those are not like some special names. I can do whatever I want here. It's just that the n region must match exactly in order for this to work, right? So, for example, if I wanted to rename this region to whatever, it needs to match it exactly for this to work. But if I, for example, if in end region, or is it true? No, no, sorry. Okay, I think it's okay. The end region can stay like this, I think. Yeah, but but you always with each region you must have a matching end region, right? But I do it like this, and I put these things in brackets in both places just so that I'm not lost, basically. Okay. Can you please explain keywords in this line? Var const, yeah. In a moment, I will do this. But so far, so what did we do here, right? We can, basically, what was this called? Really, it's refactoring, meaning like the stuff that we did here, that we added the region, like if you don't add any features or change any features of the code, then but you change the code anyway, so you for example make it so it's more clear, maybe more optimized, then it's called refactoring. So what we did here is we added, let's look at the changes that we did. Okay, so we click here in open changes, and we look at all the changes that we did since last commit. So we let's look at this like this, because like the basically the font is a bit big and you don't see the whole line, right? So on the left we can see the origin, like the code that was there on the last commit, so in the last checkpoint, so to say, in the last version. And this is the code that is changed. So in this line, there were changes, and also there was a lot of new lines added, right? So we added the input color label text, input color label background. And we refactored the code a bit, and we also added this. So let's commit these changes, right? Let's stage them first, and what we can write in the message. Let's write the fact. Let's say added inputs or rather label text and background color inputs for a factor. Okay, so now this is a new commit. Now look, we can now when we have more commits, right, we can actually start to see how the code was like. This is pretty crazy. Like between each commit, you can basically see how the code was changing, right? If we go to this open changes icon on each commit, we can look we can see what changes were done, right? Here, this is the first commit, so basically we go from nothing to this, to the version that was there during a last lesson. Then what we did is we added the input color divider, then we changed the name to lesson 2, and now with the last commit, we added 2 additional inputs and we actually refactored the code a bit. And I think that regarding GitHub, not GitHub, Git, this is as far as we're gonna go here, because for now you don't need, this should be powerful enough, honestly. Like if you're working on your indicator, then like even the fact that you can go back to the working version, the last version, pretty much always is pretty useful. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to explain to you guys is not Git related. Okay, so but regarding Git, do you guys have any questions? Give me one if you have any questions. Give me a two if you don't have any questions for me. You don't have any questions? Okay, NASCAR. Okay, Git rates, Casper. Okay, so everything is really clear for you. I mean, there's no shame in asking me anything. Really, like, you guys need to like really understand what I'm doing for you here, because it's basically mentoring, kinda, for you. Okay, but if you don't have any questions, then that's good. So so another thing that we can dive into today, and I think it's gonna be the last thing, and we're gonna wrap it up, is the types of variables, but not the, like, say, types meaning what kind of data is held in a variable, but rather what, how to say this, how I don't know how to put this, how retainable. Oh, so can I write region goods or this sections? No, there is no key. Like I said, you can between these. I mean, I don't really think you need brackets here. I think you can just input anything. It should work. Yeah, I just use brackets because it looks better. There's the keyword is region and end region. Everything else is not a keyword at all. Okay. The question was, can I write like basically the question was if the things that I put here are some special words. No, those aren't special words. You can input anything you want there in any language you like and so on. So like I was saying, how retainable is the variable? Like this is another thing that is there in it's not in VS Code, in PyScript. So I told you guys last time that that the code is sorry, that the code is executed on each bar, right? I told you this last time, and this is true, in fact, because it is a fact, and it's true. So, but there's a big but. Can't be dynamic mapping. What do you mean by dynamic mapping? Crazy how it can't be dynamic mapping. I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, I'm too stupid for this. On one bar, yeah, I mean, it's, in my opinion, this is ridiculous, and it slows, like, yeah, it slows you down a lot if you are not doing this properly. So let's code something actually, okay? Because I was doing a lot of explaining. We tried to understand Git, right? I hope you guys understand kinda, but let's do something here. So let's okay, I want to demonstrate something for you guys. Okay, let's like, and also, like I was saying last time, I think you don't need to like be explicit with the type that you're using. You can do it like this. It should work. But I like to be explicit with types. It's unnecessary though. Okay, so let's create a variable that's called counter, and let's give it a value of 0. Okay, and let's increase it by 1 on each bar, and let's display this value, okay, on instead of a weekday in our label. Do you guys remember how to convert from a number to string or not? Like honestly, I would I would much more prefer if you guys joined the voice, but whatever. Okay, so do you guys remember how to do this? How to convert number from to convert to string from number. You don't remember. Anyone remembers? Give me a 1 if you remember. Give me a 2 if you don't remember. Yeah, hearing you here. Yeah, NASCAR, I know this. Suraj, Aditya. It was actually in the last lesson. String to, yeah, to string. Almost there. Okay, so the name was to string. And the argument that we need to give here is a number. So it can be either float or integer. But this one, what would be the type of this variable? What do you guys think? Would it be a string? This one. Would it be a, I don't know, float? What do you think would be this? Integer. Yes, it would be an integer. Okay, so we'll give this float. No, I mean, by default, I think it would be an integer because integer is like, basically integer is like a whole number and float is like 0.7, for example. And by default, if you do it like this, I think you could declare a float like this, but if you do it like this without explicit type, it's gonna default into integer. Okay. So, okay, let's display the counter. Okay. Now, tell me, what do you think we're gonna see? What do you think we will see on the label? What number? You think it will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Another guesses? Suraj? NASCAR? Yeah, okay, you probably, like before you execute it, okay? Casper, Aditya, what do you guys think? You think so? Now look what happens here. Yeah, because you guys thought that it's you guys thought that it's like obvious trivial question. Well, actually, it's not, because PineScript is pretty fucked up and all right, I forgot about okay, now I can't change the label text color, and then because I didn't, like, I input the colors here but I don't actually use them right, so I'm gonna fix this quickly now. I will, yeah, okay. What's this? color, page text, and I don't want this change to be committed, but rest I want to have it committed. Now there is, if you want to add the current changes to the last commit, you can click commit amend, and what this means is that it will add the current changes to the last comment without issuing a new comment, because I actually forgot about this. Oh yeah, and here it should be okay. Sorry for this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so once again, counter equals 0, counter is equals 1, so we increase it, and string to string counter. Okay, okay, now we're good. So I can actually change, I should be able to, for example, change it to blue. And okay, but let's do it like this, and let's do it like this. So it should stand out for you more, right? Okay, so yeah, okay, so scrub this. Okay, so yeah. So we see 1 everywhere, is what I'm getting to. Now, the reason why it's so is because PineScript's way of execution is very odd, like I said. And what happens is that if you declare a variable like this without an additional keyword, then this variable is going to be defined on each new candle, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what happens in fact on these candles is that on each candle, the counter is created, right? Here. On each new line, the counter is created, and then it's being incremented by 1. So this is why you see 1. So you have, in fact, another way of creating your variable. It's called var. So if we do it like this, then the variable is going to be created in the on the first run, on the first, or even I think before the first run of the indicator, on any candle, and then it will stay this way, and it will retain its value between candles. So let's see what happens now. Now we see something different, right? We see we actually see a different number, and we're on replay. So we can see that in fact it's counting all the candles, right? So on each of these candles the counter is incremented, so meaning incremented means that it's being like added one to itself. Oh, there's new day actually. And then its value is is displayed on label only on a new day, right? Okay, so as the last thing that we will do today is we will then we would like to count only the new days, right? So how do we do this? Any ideas? Let's, okay, I want to invite someone on stage and try to talk. And NASCAR is, I think, the clever guy, so let's invite him and let's talk, okay? Can we talk NASCAR on the stage, or are we not comfortable with English? No. The counter is all like, okay, Aditya, I'm gonna invite you to the stage, okay? Because I want to actually talk with someone. This makes sense. Okay, I invited you, man. Let's come on stage. Let's talk. Yeah, I sent you an invite. I'm not sure how it works. Okay, there you go. Hello, man.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, all good. So, okay, so let's talk about this counter, right? Like your question was if we're actually like, does the var declaring it as a var increments the counter, right? Okay, let's go back again. Let's delete var and let's see how it works, right? We have one displayed again. It's a bit small, so
Yes.
because what happens here on let's say for example on this candle, but this in fact happens on every candle. Oh, sorry, lost here. So at first counter is given the value of 0, and then it's being incremented by 1. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
On each. So so on this one this happens as well, right? It's the counter is being well, it's given a value of 0 and
Applied
then
to each candle.
yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
If we input here like 6, for example, then we should see 6.
It's gonna be 6.
Yeah, it's gonna be 6.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, now what changes if we give this, if we declare this variable as var, is that we will give, at first we'll define it before the indicator even starts, only once, and then it's gonna, on each candle, this line is going to be executed, right? So, so this is why if we run it, we will see actually if the number is incremented by 1 on each candle, then it's really like the number of the candles since the very first candle that is on the left, right?
Okay. So the first candle will be the 0, and from
I think
to the last candle, it is incremented,
I
right?
think it should
You're
be.
saying, right?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like if you go to the left, right? We don't see as many labels,
Okay.
but the first one that
Yeah.
we see
Yeah.
is like
Yeah. Yes.
6,000 and so on. So, yeah.
Yeah. So the first candle will be 0.
Yeah. If it was visible, but we
Yeah.
cannot see as many
Yeah.
labels, right?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
But my doubt is, so you're saying that var is acting as a for loop over here, right?
Not var. No.
Like,
The whole, that's okay. So that's the confusion that you get in PineScript, because this whole thing is acting as a for loop. okay? Because this
Okay.
code
Okay.
is executed like as you say in for loop. It's being executed on each candle separately, as if it was running in a for loop. I mean, it's not really a for loop because it runs only once for the historical bars, and then this is what I will be getting to in later lessons. But yeah, but for now, you just need to think of this as this whole thing, right? Except for, of course, inputs, because it's being so this is why I'm writing var here, because I want this. I mean, I'm really not sure if it's not done by default for inputs, because you declare them only once, but I always do this anyway. So yeah, so I'm only declaring this as once, right? Why do I do this? Now you might ask. Like for example, for a counter, it's necessary. Like, okay, so now, okay, let's step back and now let's think, okay, what can we do in order to actually count the days? We do not want to we do not want this number to be the candle number, but we want this number to be the day number, right? And we know that this divider is being shown only on a new day, right? So we want to increment this counter only on a new day. So how do we do this, guys? An ideas? Aditya, you have idea how to do this?
Yeah. Using date time, right?
No, no. It's actually very simple. Like at the moment, if we have it here, right? The reason why it's showing us the candle number is because it's being executed on each candle. So on each candle, this counter is we add one to this counter, right? But we want this counter
Okay.
to
Okay.
be
Yep.
to be to be only incremented on this candle, on this candle. Oh, sorry. By the way, I forget about this. It didn't work. Oh, okay. I forgot to, because I have this thing. For some reason it's not working. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because I wanted to have to be the pointer of the mouse to be better visible. Anyway, yeah, so for now we see the candle number right here, like I said, but we want the counter to just be executed on these new days, right? So right where divider is
Mm.
being shown.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
how do
So
we
we
do this?
use time frame change, right? Time if
Yeah,
time frame changes.
we are already checking here, right? In this if we are already
Okay.
oh, so I can, okay, so it works. Yeah, okay, now it works. Um, okay. We are already checking the new day here because we are displaying the divider, right? This one. So
Yes.
in
Yes.
order for the counter to count as days, we just what do we need to do? Sorry, I didn't see chat. Let's see what the guys in the chat are saying. If time frame changed, then plus one. Okay, but aren't we checking if the new day starts here? We do or we do not. Here, what this if does? But the increment is happening outside of condition.
So
That's exactly what I mean.
yeah.
So we
Like
want to move it, like we want to change the code so that we're counting days. Basically, is what we want, right? So, any ideas how to count days? It's really simple, guys. we just need to move this counter, right? Here, either, yeah, it will be here, right? Do you understand this? Now, what are we going to see? See? Do you understand this, Aditya? What's going on here? I know it just takes you a bit of time to like actually start to think in a kind of Pine script way, so to say, because it's very confusing. Like for me, it was super confusing because like what the fuck? Because like inside of here, you can still use for loops and while loops and everything. But like in addition to this, the code executes on every candle. So on the new day, this checks two things, right? If the new day starts and if we are on a time frame that's lower than 1 hour. So we will not see anything on, for example, 4 hour. We will see on 1 hour and on 50 minutes. And can you guys, one last question. Can you guys guess what's the reason why we see different numbers here? Like if we go to 1 minute, then we will see only 13, 14, 15. If we go to 5 minutes, we'll see 71, 72. So there's something wrong with the code, right? Or not? What's the reason? Yes. Yes, correct. Change the number of candles. Because I think my version of TradingView is capped, yeah, exactly. It's capped at like, I don't know, 20,000 something, not sure. So for 1 minute, it's gonna be only 15 days. For 5 minutes, it's gonna be 74 days and so on. Okay, guys. I think that's it. Maybe we'll comment this code, right? And we'll actually put it in a nice structure. So another thing that we can do is we can, after inputs, we can create a region that's called global bars. Okay, we'll put there our counter. Now, I don't do this always, but I do this a lot, that the first section, so to say, of the variable, I keep it as a name, because later on it's easier for me to select the variables, but you can like do it however you want, obviously. So in counter days. And another thing is that, in my opinion, it's not a good practice to give names of the variables like because I know many people do this, like X or C. Like in a small scope, it's okay, meaning like in a small function or somewhere where you don't really need this. But if you will have hundreds of different variables, then you will get lost at some point. So int counter days, and we will use it, right? And here we can say, we can add a few regions as well. So this region we would name functions. Always remember to end this with n region. and here I would say it would be a main body. Right, so you have the code. The cool thing that you can do with regions is you can, like, if you, for example, you have like, for example, 50 lines of inputs, you can just collapse them like this, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's see if this works. Yeah, it works. So we can commit it. Commit it. And with this, we end the lesson too. Okay, guys, do you guys have any questions for me? Aditya, zero stage. Yeah, but you can't speak right now.
Yes, yes. So, what is the difference? For example, if we initialized a number with using integer,
Yes, so
and
there is
if we
no
initialize a number
there is
without
no
integer,
there is no I mean, in fact, there is no difference.
yeah,
It's the same
are
in
you
this
saying both
case.
are same?
Yeah, I mean, if you, I like
Okay.
to, because like I come from a background where I like, you have different programming languages, and in old, let's say, languages like C, you need to like declare each, like you need to explicitly say what's the type of each variable.
Integer type, like data type. Yeah.
Data type, exactly. And but in the newer ones, you don't really need to do this. So but for me, it's just more readable. Plus, sometimes you want to declare your variable as basically not holding anything, and if you do it like this, then it will throw you an error, because well, if your variable, like, basically what happens once you do it, once you do it like this, is basically the code first is being compiled, and the compiler goes through each line, and it's going to basically, based on what value is on the
Integer. By
right
default, it
side.
takes as
Yeah. So basically, on based on the what is on the right side, it's going to assume that this is integer, because this is integer, right? If we
integer.
did it like this, then it's going to be a float, right? If we did it like this, then it's
Got it.
going to a string. But if we use an a, which is basically not holding any value, and sometimes you want this,
Null value. Yeah.
then it doesn't know, because it's the same for a string, integer, and so on. So we need to explicitly say it like this. And it's not, if in fact it's going to, I think it should compile faster, not sure, but yeah, but basically we declare it like this. And yeah, and with this, yeah, and this is why, so the answer is there's really no difference other than maybe code clarity, but it's kind of depends on your taste, really. With, I mean, just the way that I, for example, structure my code here is just my taste, really. And if you have different taste, then you can structure it differently. Yeah. But I'm just giving you kind of a guidelines the way I do this, because it took me some time to like navigate through, I mean, to basically structure the PyScript code, because a lot of it needs to be in one file, and publishing new versions of libraries is really super it's really super annoying, like you're gonna see it later on. Yeah, so Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one more doubt.
Yeah.
In line number 10, 11, 12, you
Yeah.
have used color data type, right?
Yeah.
So like I know about like integer, string, constant, right? But
Mhm.
even color is an data type, or else
Yeah, it's so basically
yeah.
you have more data types. Like those are the ones that I show you are basic ones, but you have also data types like label, which we're gonna like. Really, what you're doing here is you're declaring a variable of a type label. You have also variable of a type line, and those are like more complex variables. Those are objects really, which we might be getting to or might not somewhere in the future. But okay, I can
Okay.
okay. So I'm going to stop the recording now because I want to show some stuff to you guys. Okay, so
Okay.